You really believe that financial freedom is real, don't you? You watched the videos, read the posts, listened to the guy in the polo shirt talking from inside a mansion that's probably rented by the hour, and thought, yes, this is possible for me. Of course it is, because you're different. You have discipline, you have focus, you have a spreadsheet in Google Sheets with colored tabs and everything. The green tab is for income, the red tab is for expenses, and the yellow tab is for dream. How cute. So you followed the advice. You saved money. You cut out the $5 breakfast because the guru said it makes a difference. You stopped eating out during the week. You swapped the expensive gym for walks in the park, which you don't actually do because the park is far away and there's a weird guy who's always there. You invested a little. You opened a brokerage account, bought some fractional shares, and watched the numbers go up and down as if it were entertainment. You became consistent. You woke up early. You listened to finance podcasts in traffic. You even started using the word portfolio in normal conversation, which made your friends stop inviting you to happy hour. Everything seemed right. Everything seemed to be on track. But that is not freedom. Do you know what freedom is? Freedom is not needing anyone to survive. Freedom is waking up on a Tuesday and deciding you're not going to do anything, absolutely nothing, and not having any consequences for it. Freedom is your money working while you sleep, travel, read, or simply exist without guilt. What you have isn't that. What you have is a slightly less stressful version of dependency. You still need the job. You still need the boss. You still need the system to work the way it always has, because if it stops for 3 months, you'll hit rock bottom. It's a system designed to keep you chasing after something. Think about it. Who created the idea of financial freedom? It was the guy who already has money. It was the guy who was born with a $20,000 inheritance, made some investments at the right time, rode a market wave that won't repeat itself, and now sells a $297 course teaching you how to do the same, under completely different conditions, in a completely different market, with a completely different reality. But hey, Joan's testimonial says he multiplied his assets in 2 years, so it must work, right? And you watch Joan's testimonial 3 times, save the video, send it to the family group, and start researching which brokerage firm Joan uses, because Joan succeeded. And if Joan succeeded, you can too. What you don't know about Joan is that he had a support network, perfect timing, and some conditions that the video conveniently doesn't mention. But that spoils the narrative, so it's left out. It looks like progress, but it's just slow survival. You earn, you spend, you save a little. Then it repeats. You earn again. You spend again. You save a little less this time because the rent went up, the health insurance adjusted, the car needed maintenance, and Netflix raised its price again, even though you only use the account to watch 2 movies a month. But it's okay. You'll make up for it next month. You'll always make up for it next month. Tell me, that's not your life. You are not building freedom. You are maintaining the illusion of it. There's a huge difference between having an emergency fund and being free. There's a huge difference between having investments and being independent. You can have $200,000 saved and still be completely trapped. Trapped in your job because your health insurance comes through your employer. Trapped in your employer because your mortgage is due every month. Trapped in your mortgage because rent was more expensive and everyone said buying was smarter. Trapped in the decision to buy because you were following the advice of someone who bought 15 years ago when the price per square meter was half of what it is today. It's a chain, and the chain is so long it feels like freedom. That future freedom they promise, it never arrived because the goal changes. You had a goal of $200,000 invested. You reached it. Then you realized that with the inflation of recent years, $200,000 today doesn't buy what you imagined it would. So the goal goes to $500,000. You chase after it. The market corrects. You lose part of it. You recalibrate. The goal goes to $700,000. The children grow up, needs change, plans change, and the finish line keeps moving. It's a treadmill, a very humorous treadmill, decorated with motivational quotes on the walls and that smell of success that you can never quite pinpoint where it comes from. Years go by, and you're still working, still dependent, still trapped. 40 years old, and you still open your bank app with that mix of hope and anxiety. 50 years old, and you still text your accountant asking if you can get an advance on something. 60 years old, and you start calculating when you can stop, if you can stop at all, and you discover that the answer is about 5 more years, maybe more, if things don't improve. And the part that really hurts isn't the bill itself. It's realizing that you did everything right. You followed the rule. You didn't spend impulsive. You didn't go out every weekend. You gave up things you wanted now to guarantee a tomorrow that still doesn't arrive. You were disciplined, responsible, obedient, and yet the finish line is still out there, moving slowly enough to seem attainable, fast enough to never be reached. Let it sink in. Financial freedom is not the goal. It's the bait. It's what keeps you buying courses, following gurus, waking up early, being productive, being a good consumer, being a good worker, being a good taxpayer, being a good participant in a system that needs you to keep running, to keep functioning. Because if everyone stopped running at the same time, the entire system would crash. And they know that. That's why the goal needs to seem attainable. It can't be so far away that you give up, but it also can't be so close that you actually get there. If you want to understand what's really going on beneath all of this, stick around, because there's a more honest conversation to be had. One about how money really works in this country, one about who benefits when you believe your financial failure is due to your lack of discipline, one about why the American dream was sold so well to so many people for so long, and for whom that dream was really designed. It's not a comfortable conversation, but it's the only one that's worth anything. You weren't building freedom. You were trained to chase something that was never meant for you to achieve. And the cruelest part of all this? The system works precisely because you believe it's your fault. Because, while you're looking inward, reshaping habits, optimizing spending, studying more, sleeping less, being more productive, you won't be looking outward. You won't be asking the right question. You won't be bothering anyone. And that, my friend, is the freedom they have. The freedom to never stop running. And the worst part? Tomorrow morning, you'll open another guru video, listen to another promise wrapped in motivation, and think, this time it will be different. Because hope is the cheapest fuel there is, and they know exactly how to fill your tank without taking you anywhere.